Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Whoops, don't need that over my face. If you do not know who I am, my name is Christian. I work in the comms department, if you can call it a department, here at IFT. And town hall today, we've got a pretty good bunch here. We've got some demonstrations, we've got a lot going on. First up, we have a small announcement from Arseni, so I'm going to let him come up, tell you what he needs to, and then we'll move along to our presentation. Tell your friends, tell your family, anybody to join us because we want to get those numbers up. So here is Arseni.
Hey everyone, I just have a quick announcement from the Waku team. This week we've been doing a virtual offsite. So we had identified a set of topics that we wanted to kind of, dig deeper into. We divided into teams and we spent the week, meeting together in teams and uh, building presentations on each topic. And to next week, mostly Monday and Tuesday, there will be public presentations. They're in the IFT calendar. Um, the Asia and EU time zone sessions are open to all IFTCCs. And then the EU NA sessions, those will be publicly broadcast on, I believe, the IFT YouTube. You can also check out the virtual offsite channel in the Waku Discord. We'll have all the most up-to-date information. But yeah, if anyone's interested, please check it out. Check out the, feel free to chime in into the channel. We're having some of the discussions have been in public there. Some topics include building a free and open source development community, Waku web apps, the Waku mission, vision, and methodology, RLN adoption, documentation, a lot of really great stuff. And I hope you check it out.
All right, thank you, Arseni. I'm having trouble finding that link now, but we do keep an archive of all the town halls on a Notion page, so I'll make sure that we have the link to that Discord group and any other information that you might need to be a part of this. So up next, we have Alexi with the infrastructure team, and let's see what he has to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Alexis from Infra, and I've got a small presentation concerning all the part of the BI team. If you don't know, the BI team has been attached to the Infra team since the beginning of the year, and we've done some work. So here's a small showcase of some of the stuff we've done. So first of all, who's the BI team? You've got Claire, who are SQL expert, Nikolai, the machine learning wizard, and I'm the professional installer for all the different tools that we're using. And what are we doing? Well, it's quite simple. We basically are extracting data from external and internal sources, and we modify this data to make it accessible for everyone in the company in the form that they want. Basically, it's doing some automation, a report. And now small explanation on how we do this. I made a small diagram to make it more easier to understand. So we've got one of our tool, which is Airbyte, allowed to extract different, to connect to different source. It can be website, API, database, or metrics from our company tools. And we put all this data into a data warehouse. Then we use dbt to transform all of this data into something that we want to extract the data that precisely interest us. We've got Airflow, who orchestrate everything to make everything run in the correct time and do whatever we want. And we've got some visualization tool, mainly Grafana, Metabase, and Superset, So everyone in the company can see the data. We also have some GraphQL API that we can connect to part of the data warehouse to show the data to external people of the external people. So if you understand correctly, we've got multiple visualization tools, and that's kind of an issue because if we want to know exactly where stuff are, it's quite complicated. So we deployed a small tool called Data Hub, which is a catalog of everything, of all the data that we have. I'm going to show it to you a little bit. So you can access it to datahub.bi.status.im. It's behind Keycloak, so everyone should have already an access. You can go into the search bar and say, for example, oh, you want to have to see what data we have about GitHub. So you can see we've got all the different table in Postgres, which is our data warehouse. All the different table and schema where GitHub appear. But if you want to say, oh, it's cool, but do we have any dashboard? You can directly find the dashboard, and if you look into, you've got the link to find it in Superset, where you can find the different project. It's a dashboard that Claire made, cool dashboard. I encourage you to go watch it. And so yeah, it's quite cool, but if you need something if you want to know, let's say I want to find everything that is related to the communication team. You have some domain where you can find here with all the different table, all the different dashboard that are quite easy to find. You've got the name, each time you've got the link. It's quite easy to find everything. We still have some improvement to make, to add, for example, some documentation for each part, to remove some data that is quite old, but it's a good thing. So if you ever need to find some data to see, oh, do the BI team already have some data that I need? You can look into Data Hub. And else, well, if you need anything, if you need anything, you need some cute graph, to extract some amazing data, to have some machine learning solution made for some of your problem. You can create an issue into to Datadocs, or you can contact us in the Logos Discord channel, Business Intelligence. And that's it for me. If you've got any question, feel free to ask them.
Not seeing any questions, but if any pop up, we can bring you back in later. So thank you, Alexi. Now up we have Alisher and Sasha with a presentation. So let's get them on up here.
Hello.
Here.
Yeah, it's all. Thank you. So we participated in Web3 Privacy Hackathon last week with Sasha, and one of the tracks called Censorship Resistance. And I want to tell you about this project. So it all started in All Hands. I had very insightful talk with Jakub on the bus about complexity of status and about beauty of Waku, about how we do things, what we do and why. And then it hit me that there might be a place for something that built on Waku, but radically minimalistic and simple and serve only one purpose: to unpack the most beautiful thing in Waku, which is privacy. So we call it aside, and I will scroll through these slides. Yeah. So for design, it's very important to put something in the basement, some principles, like they sacred. So no one will step out of them, and this makes what you're doing beautiful when when you respect your principles. So principles are radically private, radically minimal, and radically open. And we decided not to call it Web through Messenger, and we call it ephemeral one-to-one chat tool. Yeah, and we selected only one use case and designed 2 screens. So only one use case is to step aside and talk about something. So when we talk with someone over Web2 or Web3 Messenger, and sometimes there are some private, like very sensitive topics that you just can't leave anywhere, even in Web3 Messenger, because there's a history, because if identities and metadata, and if someone will have access to your history, they will read. And all messengers are default to store history. Yeah, you can like set disappearing message and stuff, but again, it's all connected to your identity. So idea was to do something that anyone can step aside and talk. So these are 2 screens. First screen is just like door in the room and have 2 buttons. First button is paste and create. So when you press create, you copy invitation key into your clipboard. And then you go to your Web2 Messenger and share this key with the peer you want to talk to. Peer copies this key and opens the same and press paste. And then we establish peer-to-peer, one-to-one connection between those peers, and we can talk. So we talk about what matter. And then when we're done, when we discussed everything that matters and like sensitive and private, all we can do is just press an exit or even close an app. And when this event happens, everything stored locally on device just disappears. So what makes it radically private? Because it's locally encrypted and because we use Waku. Why it's radically open? Because it's open source and it's verifiable. And I have problem with verifiability in most of open source products because they're too complex, and you should be like you should sometimes like spend month or even year to verify what you're really using. So because it's minimal, because it's only 2 screens and not so much code, it's possible to be verified even by me. And idea is keep it fork friendly. What it means for me that we will not try to add more features. We will try to have features we already built as good as possible. So it means that if anyone wants to add something else, they will fork. So what are our crowd for whom we are building? So it's activists, it's whistleblowers, it's any one-time trusted communication with anyone who matters and about everything what matters, and also for field journalists. Because we don't have identities and we don't have accounts, and it's very easy to start using. So all you need is just to copy and paste. No onboarding, no seed phrases. And why should they care? Because even good messengers leak. And because even messengers store too much. And I see a beauty in saying something and watch it disappear, because it reminds our real life communication. So when we want to talk, we go aside from the crowd, we speak something like, and go back. So how we scale? For me, it's very important to keep it radically private and radically secure. That's why we decided not to post it on any app stores. So it will be always side-loaded APK. Because you can't trust app stores, because when you post something on app stores, you don't know what they post. You don't have access to this code. So that's why it's important. And this QR, it's maybe it's not right now. Please don't don't scan it, go to website. But core idea that it will go to GitHub. And on GitHub, you'll be able to sideload APK to your Android. Thank you. And also, we had a lot of insightful connections on Hackathon, and we had contributors from different countries that helped us to translate this message on different languages. So this is how it appeared. And then we can do this, we can do this, and we can do this. Yeah, and this is my favorite quote from Bruce Lee that says that I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 2,000 times. And aside practice only one kick, it's privacy. Thank you.
Yep, that's well said. And also there was a comment in chat that we are playing with Waku's strengths, not weaknesses. And one of the mental models to give about this app is we want to build an incognito mode for your communication, like you do with your browser tabs. I will present my screen now and share you a little bit demo, Please comment if you hear me well. I had some troubles with microphone. Okay. So this is the repository of the project we built, and this is a web-based application built on top of Tauri. This is a framework similar to React Native built applications. It has rough edges, but it also have interesting strengths. Long story short, on mobile it works, but it works through WebView, so there are some considerations there. And for a site, it's important to keep all the security considerations in mind. So next steps for a site would be to have a native application that would leverage native modules for cryptographical primitives and for secure storage of messages. And secure meaning the best we can do, because with security you can be endlessly paranoid and can go as deep as whatever you want. So far, a site has end-to-end encryption based on public keys. And if you create a chat with someone, you actually get their public key. So you see it's a bit ugly. And if I want to join the site, I just paste it. So as you see, both are kind of connected to each other. And we can do hello. And we see this message. And we done, and that's it. So all the messages are local first, only encrypted parts are getting transmitted, and that's pretty much it. So as I mentioned, the next steps are actually strengthen this cryptographical primitives we have, maybe using a double ratchet for better encryption, maybe not. But the whole idea of a site, it kind of belongs to everyone. It's a way for you to talk to someone you know in secure ways that no one leaks a secret you share. And we want to build it and let it go so everyone can use and build on top of it. And please check out the code. The site's backend, local backend, is already modularized. So you can use this services library for your own needs if you want. You can extract it and build something on top already. And let me know if you want help with that.
I see some questions.
Discussing?
Yeah, I see some questions we might answer. So Seep asking, why do you want a native app exactly?
Yeah, good question. So browser is famous for its insecurities, right? And what we actually want to do here is allow you to communicate in a secure manner. That means that If you accidentally have an extension that scrubs all your data, you are secure against it. If you have some web worker accidentally catching up some request that your web page is sending, you're also secure against it. We need to assess actually how secure WebView is. So we might go in hybrid mode where we use WebView for rendering and other stuff. But the peak of security we can do is that we need to implement some Java modules for Android, Swift modules for iOS, and ensure that the worst that can be done is that if someone gets your phone. So like memory dumps may be also not readable as it is. So stuff like that. I hope I answered the question.
One more question also from SIP. We'll have one more. Does it restrict if more than one person connects to link?
Yeah, so if more than one person connects the link, the chat gets blocked because we can identify it easily even in peer-to-peer manner. I'm not sure I can show it, and I don't know if I actually built UI for it, but the backend actually implements it. So it identifies the how to say it. Yeah, if someone is there. So hopefully you won't be able. Okay, you can send the message. Okay, yeah. So nothing works. You see, message is not getting sent. We were able to identify this already. Obviously, UI must be matched for this functionality, but that's quite easy. You can imagine a room where you are blind and you are waiting for someone to enter, and you know that when someone enters. But then you also can know when someone else is entering, because they won't be able to create the same public keys. Anyway, cryptographic stuff. Yeah, the chat is locked, so you see no state is propagated. So ideally, we want the distribution to be. So the question is, what's the process to download APK? Will there be an automatic build so people will download in releases? Yes. We want it to be attached here. You can just download an APK from GitHub. Also, the future is local. The future is self-hosted, so you can also take this code and host it yourself. You can build it on your own if you don't trust. And we also strive for simplicity in the code so you can review it, even if you are not a developer or someone else. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Any other questions we have? Sip asked about groups, I saw. So I don't think groups needed in a site because it not matches minimalistic approach we want to take. But if someone wants to build a site groups, why not? Yeah, and cool. No other questions. So I just one more question.
Yeah, we can be published on F-Droid. We should understand the flow, actually. It's more an application where something is at stake, like your freedom. And if your freedom depends on the app, you might want to build it on your own. Yeah, so maybe you won't download in that case from F-Droid. Maybe you're gonna build APK yourself or get it from secure and trusted source. I don't know the mechanics of such a use case, honestly, but still. Cool.
Yeah. I want to say about next steps a bit. So we got a lot of very good connections with bright-minded people from legal, from cryptography. So we will be in contact with them and treat it serious. Also, I want to say thank you for support. Thank you, Chair. We had amazing conversation in all hands, like through the whole night, about idea of a site and why it's important to have something like this. I want to say thank you to Jacob for like planting the seed into our head. Into our heads. Yeah, I want to say thank you to Jazz. So initially I tried to build it on Kotlin by myself. I spent like month something. I'm not a developer, and we just throw out all this code because we find out that it's impossible to connect what I built to the Waku. Yeah, so thank you all, and thanks to if someone from Web3 Privacy Hackathon looking at this, watching this in record or live, I just want to say thank you for opportunity to come and to build and to connect with hackers. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Our next town hall is going to be July 11th because for the people in the States, July 4th, we will be taking off. Please, if you have any demos, if you have anything interesting that's happening, anything you want to share, be a part of these town halls. They're actually pretty fun backstage as well whenever you're watching. Thank you, everybody. We will have this archive on the Notion page. And if you need anything, we'll have those links up there as well. So we are going to send you out with more music. Thanks, everybody.